This is the fallen angel Christopher Daniels, former TNA X Division champion and former TNA World Tag Team champion, and you are listening to the TNA Cross the Line podcast. Enjoy.
TNA Wrestling, Cross the Line.
And we're back with episode 258 of the TNA Cross the Line podcast. I'm Colling Jr. With me, as always, is Dallas Gridley. In Dallas, we are just 2 weeks away from Bound for Glory. And a lot of the card is shaped up, has been announced, looking pretty freaking good. But the biggest development in recent weeks is that Kurt Angle, former WWE World Champion, former, well, I don't know if he's technically undisputed, but he's a SmackDown World Champion, is here. Kurt Angle, Olympic hero, one of my favorites, and he is supposed to be sharing some thoughts tonight. Now, do you think it will be in the Impact Zone, or is it going to be the ever-dreaded via satellite?
Well, I definitely don't think he's going to walk out in the Impact Zone yet. I would be shocked if Kurt Angle walks out on the not even the Go Home show to Bound for Glory, but the second episode before that.
Oh, true.
I feel like there's no way. But I do feel like it's risky. And I say that because you can wait for Bound for Glory and hope that people are going to buy it to see what's going to happen. But then we're going to have 4 weeks of just like video packages of like, guys, Kurt Angle is here. Kurt Angle is here. Trust us. He's going to be here. I think the interview will help with that because he'll actually be saying something. Probably like, oh, I want to fight these guys into the competition and blah, blah, blah.
What do you think are some of the like typical standard things? Like he'll say TNA is the best wrestling company.
Yeah.
The best young talent.
It's the new face of professional wrestling.
The new face of professional.
Literally in the intro, I guarantee that comes out of his mouth.
I want to help elevate TNA.
Yeah, he wants to help elevate him. He'll call out specific people he wants to fight. He'll say like Jeff Jarrett. He'll say Sting, Samoa Joe.
See, I think he'll also be like, I want to fight Chris Sabin. AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, yeah. He'll throw a couple.
Or like Sonjay Dutt. Like, I want to fight Sonjay Dutt. You know what's crazy is the guy would have a banger.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I would love to see Kurt Angle against Senshi.
Whoa. The Battle of the Bald?
Yeah. Talk about intensity.
Just think about
Kurt Angle just screaming at Senshi, and Senshi's like, oh, you're about intimidated.
No, Senshi would kick Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle would get up and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, he would. A stiff kick. He'd be like, you motherfucker, I'm going to break your ankle.
Dude, he literally would.
Did they ever, I mean, out of timeline, did they ever wrestle in Impact in, like, the pop era or whatever?
I mean, off the top of my head, no, but let me just type it in real quick. Kurt Angle.
Because I feel like
versus
Senshi had a random, like, main event run.
Oh, okay. So
in like 2014 or something.
The first thing that popped up is a tag team match. Kurt Angle and Bobby Roode versus Low-Ki and Eric Young. So they at least touched in the ring at some point.
Okay, but not in singles.
I mean, not that I can find very quick. I mean, I'm trying to find evidence of it, but I'm not seeing any proof of that.
Okay.
Although I guess I can go to. Can I go? Okay, wait. I can go to Low-Ki's match thing, and then I can type in Kurt Angle. Let's see. Okay, no. There's no singles matches. There's a tag team, a lethal lockdown, a gauntlet, and a hardcore war. And that's the only 4 times on Low-Ki's cage match that he is involved anywhere near Kurt Angle.
Huh.
Which is pretty fascinating, really. And then let's see if this brings me to the tweet. It looks like someone must have said something Okay, yeah. So this was last year, so it's not going to happen. But there's a picture of Loki and Senshi, or sorry, Loki, Senshi, and Kurt Angle staring down at each other, and Loki tweeted it. Moment in time, tag Kurt Angle, and he said, Angle versus Loki. I'm game for that. And now, of course, Kurt Angle is retired.
Yeah, there's no way.
And even if he wasn't, I don't want to see that in 2024. I like to
No.
remember Kurt Angle for the good shit he did.
That's right. I think Kurt Angle. I remember for a very brief time there was rumors that like he might go to AEW for a match or something. And Kurt Angle was like, I think it was even on his podcast. He's like, I would entertain it if the money was right. And like the money is right for him is like $7 million. Like he's gonna need a big
match.
paycheck. Yeah, for one match.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I think that I feel like Kurt Angle is doing fairly well throughout the later part of his career, and then they fucking when he went to back to WWE to like kind of finish it off, dude. Like the whole thing is just not great.
Yeah, no. When he goes back to WWE, it's like as if he was being presented as a 60-year-old man.
Yeah, dude. Remember when he was in the Shield? We're getting off topic here, but
I do remember that. Yeah.
like just ridiculous. And then fucking Baron Corbin. It's embarrassing. Anyway.
Yeah, it's bad.
We do have a lot more Kurt Angle talk before we get into today's show. I'm actually really excited about it. We're going to talk about how Dixie Carter gave him his contract, among plenty of other fun things. So we have lots of fun stuff. Bob, let's do a quick rundown on the card that we just saw last week, which apparently I don't have the right one up. So hold on 1 second. I hit the one from 2 weeks ago. Here we go. Okay, so on our last episode of Impact from October 5th, 2006, we saw Team 3D defeat Kazarian and Maverick Matt in 8 minutes and 7 seconds, and then they just kept saying they're going to beat all the tag teams again.
Starting from the bottom.
Yeah.
So
And the week
Maverick
before,
and Kazarian are pretty low.
Pretty low of contracted wrestlers, because the week before they fought essentially no-name jobber guys.
That's right.
Right, so that's sad, but we believe Kazarian is probably being punished at this point. So
He has to be. There's no doubt in my mind.
Right. Next up, we saw LAX defeat Jeff Luxon and Tyler Black in 37 seconds. And yes, if you're wondering, it is the Tyler Black, Seth freaking Rollins, in a 37-second match.
I'm surprised that you haven't ever considered Seth Rollins a TNA original.
I guess I have to now.
You got to take credit for that. You got he's a TNA superstar.
He's a TNA wrestler.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if that's his only appearance or not.
I think it is.
I'm looking now with it. I just said it.
Pretty sure. I don't remember him being there ever again.
Yeah, it looks like that is his only TNA appearance ever.
Can you just imagine being TNA and you have a guy like Tyler Black, who he annoys the shit out of me, but he's good. I mean, you can't deny that
he is. Yeah, he is.
But can you imagine having him at that time of his career where he's like 2 years in, on the rise, obviously goes to Ring of Honor, I think next year, and just has a breakout time, and you can sit there and say, we had him wrestle in our ring for 37 seconds.
I know. Well, that's the thing is like
I'd almost rather it not have happened.
Well, because there's many cases like this. John Moxley was on like an episode of Explosion when he had his crazy pink hair, and then people will go on Twitter and say, "Can't believe they dropped the ball on John Moxley." It's like, dude, at that point in his career, he was not really doing a whole lot, and I don't think they dropped the ball when he was on an Explosion match.
Do you know when that roughly was?
The John Moxley one. That one might have been. It's definitely later, of course, than this, but I'm just pointing out like here, John Moxley TNA. Weird sentence to type in.
Because I know
November 11th, 2008. Oh wait, that's not pink hair. I'm thinking that's the WWE one. He does not have the pink hair in the TNA dark match.
So he's there in 2008. That's definitely well before his like breakout time.
He fought Lamar Jackson Porter.
What?
That's just what it's telling me. There's the video. There's two videos. One is 5 minutes 50 seconds. The other one's 3 minutes and 2 seconds. Both are on TNA Wrestling's YouTube channel. But you have cases like that. So Tyler Black, CM Punk. Okay, CM Punk. He actually did wrestle.
He was there a pretty substantial time.
Right. But it was still. Well, he was getting popular around the time when he was in TNA too. So maybe they could have pretended to do a little bit more of them.
Well, the thing with Punk too is though he was in TNA right at the time when he broke out against Raven. They had a feud in Ring of Honor, but the one in Ring of Honor was substantially better because they did it right. It was straight edge against the drug addict, and then in TNA it was he's a follower.
Yeah, so you could argue that maybe they did kind of mess that one up.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, so that's like one of those funny things to like look back on and be like, well, they didn't drop the ball with Tyler Black. They just didn't really care at the time because he was essentially no one.
I think TNA was the only one that approached that angle different. So anybody that would repeat the Ring of Honor angle, they did it like Punk's the heel, Raven's the face. TNA was the only one where they're like, at first they were friends, and then it implodes. But TNA was never about like straight edge against drugs. So I don't think it was.
Well, and maybe it was done purposefully. Like, okay, if everyone else is doing the same feud, then we're gonna try something different. And
yeah,
I mean, I didn't think it was like awful, but when you know what there is that's better.
Yeah. And I think that at the time, like when we were watching it, we were even saying like you got to treat wrestling as a different universe, especially with so many different indies going on. Like not every indie should be doing the same thing, so you have to treat it as its own universe. So like in the Ring of Honor universe, it's this, and then in TNA universe, it's that.
Well, especially at that time.
Yeah, because there's so much,
Nowadays, it's kind of tougher nowadays, but people still do it. I mean, people are heels and faces in different promotions, so.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That's just how it is. Next up on our show from last week, there was a loser gets fired 5-way match where Shark Boy ended up winning the match against David Young, Elix skipper Norman Smiley, and he pinned the one who got fired, Eric Young, in 1 minute and 38 seconds. So that one we didn't quite expect, but I'm sure it's all part of the plan. It's all part of the storyline. He's been wearing the Don't Fire Eric shirt for like 3 months or more. So it's going to be interesting. I'm kind of curious what they're going to do with that because that was not what you and I expected. We were like Norman Smiley or
David.
I even said David Young or anything, but
yeah, no, that was shocking, and especially when you look at it that we're so close to Bound for Glory. If you were to do something like that, wouldn't you just do it at your big show? Weird.
And then the main event was probably one of the more random matches that I feel like we've seen on an Impact, where Christian Cage teamed up with Jeff Jarrett to defeat Christopher Daniels and Ron Killings in 9 minutes 33 seconds. A very random tag team match to close out the show, where Christian and Jeff Jarrett very clearly did not like each other, and Christopher Daniels was in there for fun.
Yeah, and didn't Daniels get pinned?
He might have. Yeah, I think so.
I think LAX got involved.
Yes, that's right. Because they used the slapjack.
So
pretty
not only does it make no sense really for Daniels to be involved in this, but then he gets pinned, and he's the one half of the tag team champions.
Weird, really weird.
Like why? Like why are we doing that?
Yeah, I don't have a good answer for that one.
Doesn't make any sense.
Onto some news and notes here. We have a bunch of fun stuff to talk about, and the first thing's not fun. Before I say fun, and then I say this next thing. Unfortunately, Bob, Antonio Pena has passed away. So he was the guy who's been with AAA, I believe, and working quite often with TNA. We've even seen him on camera, so he has passed away. He apparently passed away on the date of the last show. So this Observer's, it's obviously just getting reported later. Brian Alvarez notes that he was believed to be 55, though various sources listed him as being 53, 54, 55, or 58.
And you know what? That doesn't surprise me. That no one knows the age.
I kind of like that. The interesting note, in case you were not aware, he is the one who invented the six-sided ring, which TNA uses, at least according to Brian Alvarez's write-up. And a number of wrestlers in WWE and a lot in TNA, in some way, have Antonio Pena to thank for their jobs. So he had quite the influence.
I feel like you just recently had talked about this guy, Antonio Pena. Maybe if not recently, I remember him being in. You've mentioned him in the news several times, probably with like the connection to Conan and stuff.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant like current day time, and I'm like, I don't know, have I talked about him? But yes, we've seen him on camera in the show.
That's right.
He's been heavily involved with the booking with Mexican talent, which sometimes caused issues, as we know.
Because we saw him in the Nashville days, right?
Yes, it was during the like World X Cup time and stuff like that.
Right. That's right.
So he has appeared on camera. He has been heavily involved in, I think, booking of like well, maybe not Apollo. I'm thinking of Shocker, and when we do the World X Cups, when like Team Mexico would come up and like stuff like that. So that's, I think, where his involvement more lies. Of course, Conan, stuff like that. So very interesting. So
okay, yeah,
rest in peace, Antonio Pena. On to a Dixie Carter interview note. This is actually pretty fascinating, Bob. We kind of talked a little bit about this last week, but now I have like the full interview kind of transcript there, or I don't know if it's the full, but it's the stuff we care about. So she said here that she first spoke to Kurt Angle for 90 minutes on the phone, I think, over Labor Day weekend. And that is when they decided that they were going to work together. So this has been planned since at least Labor Day, which is a little less than a month out from when they made the announcement at No Surrender.
Okay.
She flew to Philly to meet with him and his wife, and the contract was signed just a few days later. So he was signed for, it has to be like a week or two before no one even knew. So that's pretty crazy. It says, quote, Carter said the first person she told about the Angle signing was TNA wrestling owner Bob Carter, and then her husband, Serge.
Huh.
These would be the only people to know about the signing for days. She said that her natural instinct was to share this news with everyone, but also knew that she had to keep it a secret.
What? Dixie can keep a secret?
Yeah. And it says, why? What good ultimately to keep it a secret, dude? This is Alvarez talking bullshit. Let me skip ahead. Who gives a shit what Alvarez thinks about this? She said that she met with him in a private restaurant room in Nashville. A couple days later, she introduced him to Sting. Quote, I didn't tell Sting because I really wanted to see the true reaction on his face when he saw Kurt. She said, when I walked into the restaurant, Sting greeted me, but his face was perplexed when Dave Hawk, Kurt's agent, walked in behind me. You could tell Sting was wondering who Dave was and why he was such a big surprise. And then in walked Kurt, and Sting was truly blown away. Sting kept shaking his head from side to side and kept repeating, wow. Sting was almost speechless. I could not help but think of all the people who would have loved to have been in this private room with these two wrestling greats and in on the secret. It was a memorable lunch, to say the least. She said Bill Banks called later that day and was devastated, saying the secret was out. Everyone knew Russo was in on the new booker. She said that wasn't the big secret, but wouldn't tell him anything else. Regarding Russo and why he was hired after all the damage he did in WCW, she said, quote, I would never want to speak about someone where I do not have firsthand knowledge. However, I can speak to Vince in regard of his time in TNA. Vince is a lightning rod, which I guess is good and bad. At TNA, he has taken a lot of heat for things that he had absolutely nothing to do with. Anytime something questionable happened on our show, it was always attributed to Vince, whether he had something to do with it or not. And that has already started again. So, and maybe that's in reference to some of the Jackass stuff. I don't know. Vince Russo is a different man today than when he first joined TNA, and I would assume even much more different than he was during his time in the WWF and WCW. His faith is now more the center of his life. He's always had an amazing heart, but his priorities over the past few years have shifted tremendously. There are a lot of people in our company who are in a better place in their lives and in this business now than where they have been in the past. That is a great thing about life. You can always change it for the better. At TNA, that is our focus, not people's pasts. Vince will be judged no differently than any employee or talent. That is, by the level of his contribution and success of that contribution. So that's where we're at with the Vince Russo and Kurt Angle stuff. Well, we have more Kurt Angle talk, but
Well, it's safe to say that it's pretty obvious that Dixie is involved in public relations based off of that statement.
absolutely, dude.
That is such
Absolutely.
a PR thing to say. All of that.
Yeah, she ain't hiding that.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Thank God, because Alvarez is so negative. I can't stand it. This is from the October 16th, 2006 Observer, is where our notes are going to be coming from today. And a story that may have ramifications on WWE, TNA, and UFC ratings. Nielsen will start measuring college dorms for ratings starting on January 29th. This should slightly help ratings of all of those companies because they would all be expected to do better in comparison on people in that age group. By the 2007-2008 season, Nielsen hopes to measure viewership in bars, airports, hotels, mobile phones, and the internet.
How would bars really work with that?
I don't know. Well, and I think that's the interesting thing about this in general to me is like, I think this shows you that ratings like truly don't really fucking matter. They're not even rating half of the shit.
Right. It's only with households or whatever that have it.
Exactly. That's what I mean. It makes no sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I think so. A bar. So like if a bar would, I mean, not that a bar would probably have impact on unless you're there to request it. But if they're
True.
watching a sporting event and let's say there's 80 people in a bar and you have 10 televisions, wouldn't it only be saying it's like 10? I don't even know. It wouldn't
Does it
say
cheat?
80 people. It doesn't.
Well, yeah,
know.
I was gonna say, does it like cheat and be like, oh, your capacity is like 100 people or something? So like that's what we're gonna measure it as.
Well, I think with households, they like average it. So they're like the average household has like 3 people. So we're assuming 3 people are watching or whatever.
Okay.
I think it's really a rough estimate to begin with. I don't think it's like true dictator of it. You know.
Well, I don't think we'll ever know, and this is why I don't really like rating stuff because it's really weird.
I think people who are hyper focused on ratings, it's got to be exhausting. I don't care. If I'm watching WWE or AEW, whatever, and the show's great, but only like 100,000 people are watching it, I could not care any less. That 100,000, I'd be like, I just watched a great show.
Exactly, that's how I feel.
As you should, but people just love to debate or have a negative mindset on something, or like attendance figures, right? So you go to Dynamite or Raw, Raw.
I'm so sick of attendance stuff, dude. I'm so over it.
I mean, I get it. Like, oh, hey, it's a bummer that there's only 1,200 people at Dynamite, but it's like, but how was the show? And it was good. Okay, then who fucking cares? They're about to get $178 million a year.
Okay, so this is a great point. So, okay, they drew 1,200 people. Okay, well, what do you say? Like 500,000 are gonna watch it at home. If the show's good, then it's gonna draw money for the pay-per-view. People are gonna buy the pay-per-views and then go to the pay-per-views, and they're usually drawing 7,000 to 8,000 for those.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like Bob just said, they're also getting a shit ton of money from the network. It doesn't matter how many people are. I mean, yeah, it would be nice, but in the long run, like, it doesn't matter if they're making money.
Well, and I think too, it doesn't help that I feel like they tend to go to the same markets over and over.
I think that's the issue.
So you're overexposing yourself to the same audience. You look at, we live in Syracuse, right? I don't even know the last time that there was a television taping. The latest I can remember is when Arquette won the title in 2000 for Thunder.
In Syracuse? Yeah, I have no idea.
Like Raw hasn't been here since like 99, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Early 99. So why not, go to the fucking, the War Memorial, if you set up, you could probably, the In Your House #1, it was almost like 6,000 people. So you have,
that's crazy.
so it can be suitable, but they've never been here. There's nothing to do in Syracuse. I can guarantee you that we would not hesitate to go. I don't even care if the next day I work.
No, absolutely not.
I wouldn't even care if the next day I worked at 4 a.m. because it's like, oh, okay, I live 10 minutes away from the Yon Center.
Exactly.
So I think it's stuff like that. And you know what could potentially really help them that I don't think anybody has really even said is that WWE's not doing live. They're cutting down on live events.
I saw that.
So they're not going to be touring nearly as much. So you could swoop in and hit those markets that don't get wrestling for a couple of years. Especially if they're going to have another show on Fox.
Well, right. Well, interestingly enough, as of this recording, and then we can get back to more fun ratings talk, but they're tonight, they're in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. They've never been there. So who knows? I don't know. Who knows how it'll end up turning out.
You know what? I wonder, I should go to the, whatever that Twitter page is.
Oh, Wrestle Ticks.
Yeah, and see how well they've sold for Wilkes-Barre, because I'm sure it will tell me. Wrestle Ticks.
Live research, folks.
Yeah, is this going to be like the most complicated thing in the world? This should be like the first thing. What is today? Okay, that's not what I want. Wait a minute.
They'll post again
That's
20 minutes before the show starts.
Okay, so right now, well, 4 days ago, they were set up for just under 3,400, and tickets distributed is at just over 2,500. So there's 866 tickets available as of 4 days ago.
That's not bad.
That's honestly not horrible.
No.
That I feel like the 2,500 is a lot more than the recent ones I've seen. So like here's one. So well, this is for Utah, and it's not until October 23rd, but that one has just over 1,000 distributed. It's set up for almost 3.
Oh,
but there's still over a month to go for ticket sales. Venue debut for San Jose, 1,700 distributed, set up for 32. There's 15 to go, 1,500 tickets to go. That's not until a month from now. So I mean, that's not horrible. And you know what? We're kind of getting all over the place, but I don't really care. A guy like Bischoff will be like, "Oh, WCW we're gonna be doing this shit." You want to know a fun fact about Eric Bischoff?
Yeah, hit us.
Has he ever managed to get a wrestling TV contract? The answer to that is no, because his company was owned by a television network.
That's actually really interesting. Never really thought about it like that.
He never had to worry about it. This motherfucker had guys like Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Sid, Kevin Nash, Ric Flair, Goldberg, fucking some of the greatest in-ring workers of all time, Benoit, Guerrero, Malenko, whatever. And it went down the fucking drain.
Right down, baby.
You can blame they changed how, they told us we couldn't do this, we couldn't do that. That's your fault for not being able to adapt, because you should be able to fucking still excel in business no matter the restrictions.
There you go.
So
you should write this on an Ask Eric Anything.
I should.
Did you ever get a television deal?
Well, I didn't have to. I tried, but then I was vetoed. His only original thought, and it might not even be original because it could have been stolen from Japan, but he refuses to acknowledge that or say it's true, is the NWO. He accidentally got fucking momentum with Goldberg, an undefeated streak that nobody really realized he was undefeated until about February of 98, which he had been there for over 5 months. And they're like, oh, wait a minute. This guy hasn't lost. Let's put the fucking rocket ship on him. And then they fucking fumbled that bullshit so quick at Starrcade 98. So fucking quick.
There you go.
And his creativity does not exist. He'll always say it all, I was in charge. It's, stops at my feet or whatever. And then there's no accountability because he'd be like, well, I wasn't involved in that. Motherfucker, you had to approve it. So he can say all these things about Tony Khan. Tony Khan literally has like a binder of fucking shit that he organizes out. Like he's part of the creative process. And I don't think they're rehashing storylines.
Not fully.
No. So.
Yeah, Chris Jericho might have just brought his jacket back from 3 years ago.
But here's the thing. That's a character thing. That's
I know.
Not, you know what I mean? So
I know.
That makes sense for what he's trying to portray. Which is just also, don't get me wrong. There's stuff in AEW or any wrestling promotion that I may like, that they do things that I don't like. No company is fucking perfect. But he just says stuff.
Not any company can be TNA in 2006, okay?
Right, exactly. Bischoff just says shit to get you to click on it, and it fucking works. And then I fucking listen to his shit on YouTube, and I get mad.
That's why I don't do it anymore. I can't do it.
I know, and the thing too is like I used to love 83 Weeks because it used to be him for not knowing, what happened 26 years ago. Because he'd just be like, oh yeah, that sucked. And then Conrad like, well, why'd you do it? He's like, I don't remember.
I don't know. Kevin Sullivan did it.
Right, but now he's dead, so he can't say that because he doesn't like to speak ill of the dead.
Right.
So then he'll be like, oh no, Terry Taylor. So like Terry Taylor dies soon, then he'll be another guy he can't fucking mention.
If Terry Taylor dies soon.
Yeah.
Jesus. Ridiculous.
It's great. And just in case Terry Taylor does die, we are recording this on September 18th. So if he passes away within a month, I did not know.
That's right. Okay, so every time Bob is talking, I'm shoving my face with food right now.
I'm just relieved to know that you got food service.
Yeah. I got Buffalo Wild Wings Go, and I gotta tell you, Bob, this shit's fucking slapping right now.
What do you get from there?
I haven't had Buffalo Wild Wings in years. Proper Buffalo Wild Wings. I've had like a wrap here and there. I got some tenders tonight. I haven't had their tenders in a long time. Got some jam and jalapeno and some lemon pepper seasoning with the fries, dude. This shit is good right now.
This shit is good, he says.
Yeah, this shit's really good.
There you go. I'm proud of you.
So I'm glad you talked a lot because I could shove my face in it so I could stop drooling. Anyway, let's talk about ratings quick. TNA started without the usual level of lead-in and did a 0.81 rating and 980,000 viewers, which is about what the recent average has been. They did a 1.22 in males 18 to 34, which is likely, even with less sports competition, about the same as ECW did with the strip poker and heavy promotion. So they were doing a strip poker segment around this time.
Wait, what was the rating?
1.22 in males 18 to 34.
Oh, okay. Saying specifically the demographic. Okay.
Yes.
I think ECW was doing more than a 1.22 overall.
Yeah, probably. By starting without the usual level of UFC help, the first quarter was only at a .88 for Team 3D versus Kazarian and Bentley, but it didn't have the usual fall off as Jarrett, Abyss, Joe Angle, and LAX Squash fell only to a .82. Loser gets fired 5-way did a .79. And the final segment with Jarrett and Christian versus Killings and Daniels with the post-match LAX Angle did a .76. And it says that they were still trickling down some viewers every quarter hour, but not at the usual level of decline, even when it was clear Angle wouldn't be appearing on the show. So that's not too bad, really.
No. No, that's not that bad.
Pretty interesting. Next up here, I got another Kurt Angle note. WWE apparently sent Kurt Angle a nasty legal letter with a series of demands. Now, Dave does know he is not sure of all of them because he was only told the comedy sections. And he said the funniest is that they demanded that Kurt Angle and TNA never refer to his ankle lock finisher as the Angle Lock. And now Kurt Angle was joking because he had no idea anyone even ever called it the Angle Lock to begin with, thinking that has always been the Angle Lock, because that's what it is. They also demanded that Angle not call himself the Wrestling Machine or the Machine, and that while he can wear a mouthpiece, it can't have Machine written on it. This is also going to open up the thoughts of what are they going to call the Angle Slam, because that's a little bit more understandable. But apparently, he does note that the U.S. Olympic Committee wouldn't allow them to use the Olympic Slam name, even though that is the name that they call it in Noah, like Pro Wrestling Noah. So who knows what's going to happen. Very interesting overall, though.
I feel like they may have called it the Angle Lock before, but I can't.
See, but that might be like a trick on your brain where, like, you think that's what they said. Yeah. I don't know. I really don't.
No, I'm not saying that they said the Angle Lock a lot. I'm trying to remember if they ever did say it. I never always called it the Ankle Lock. I've never said the Angle Lock. I'm trying to think. I
feel like I did as a kid for sure, but I don't know.
I don't know. And then the Angle Slam. I mean, so I don't understand not being able to call it the Angle Slam. I mean, it's his. It is his name. Right. How can you not? I don't even know.
Time will tell.
It's just like the Team 3D not being able to say "get the tables."
That shit is funny.
Like, that is ridiculous. Wrestling is so weird. It's so fucking weird.
When I feel like, especially around this time, pretty much I'll say pre-pandemic even, I feel like it was much more protective of IP.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where it's like, if WWE, like, someone left, they worked on the independents, they came back, they'd give them their old name back. Nowadays, you're noticing people are keeping their former names. Like, Ty Dillinger left to AEW, who's Sean Spears. He came back, and he's Sean Spears now.
Right.
Jade Cargill, she kept her same name when she went there. Ethan Page, all ego Ethan Page, nickname and everything. They're letting these people keep their names. It's weird.
Isn't there a new thing where it's like, yeah, if Ethan Page were to leave WWE, like, he can still be Ethan Page?
I think. Now, I think
wonder
that they
if that's
keep
like
trying
a Rock thing.
It could be. I also think they keep trying to copyright stuff, but who knows?
Probably. I was gonna say like Lexus King and Brian Pillman Jr., but he was never there before. That's like his first identity.
Right. And they still kind of like played off of it.
Yeah, because they still have noted that they basically said he's Brian Pillman Jr., but he wants to be somebody else.
Exactly. That's pretty much the whole
so
thing.
that's yeah, right.
So I feel like it's a little different. So I don't know. It's very interesting. It's like on the Wrestling Figure podcast, Matt Cardona has said, like, he doesn't ever want to be Zack Ryder again. Like, if he returned to WWE, he wants to be Matt Cardona now.
And I think that's fine. I think he should absolutely do that.
Easily.
I think he should have
easily.
It's kind of like Kane. You know, he was Isaac Yankum, and then he was Kane.
He's Kane.
That's pretty much it.
He went from a
Fake
dentist
Diesel.
to fake Diesel. That's
He
right.
went from a dentist to cosplay to a burned, attempted murdered brother.
Right.
So,
Fascinating.
who had to use a voice box. But then he didn't. And then he didn't have any burns.
What did he say with the voice?
Soccer.
It's so fucking stupid.
The first words of a fucking guy. Soccer.
Oh my god. It's so stupid.
It's horrible.
This is a pretty interesting note, Bob. Spanish announcer Moody Jack, Hector, his name is Hector Melendez. He has been introducing LAX from the Spanish announce table. Well, apparently he quit to take a job helping book IWA in Puerto Rico with Savio Vega. He did apparently ask for a raise, and since he's been there now for a few years, and he was given $100 a week as a raise, $100 more a week for a raise, and found that increased insulting, so he left. So pretty interesting. So it is being noted that Willie Urbina, who is the WWC announcer, is going to be brought in to take his place. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen at this taping or not. We'll have to see. There has been talk about bringing Ray Gonzalez in to take Conan's place and having Conan just work as a manager, but that hasn't happened yet. So now they're going to have to fly someone in from Puerto Rico instead of from Nashville, and a guy who did videos and worked overtime, and it's going to cost significantly more for less.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I would be thrilled with a $100 a week raise.
Sounds pretty good to me.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah. This next one is a shocking note, Bob. And then we're going to be jumping back to some Kurt Angle stuff. And then Conan stuff. And then I think we're getting into the show. So, unfortunately, it appears that the alpha male, Monty Brown, looks to be quitting, as he still hasn't signed his new contract and wasn't on the last TV. Dixie Carter said she is still working on keeping him, but Friends of Brown says his contract officially expired on September 30th, and he's not signing a new one. He hasn't decided whether he will try to go to the WWE. Brown has a personal training job that gives him a 6-figure income, and he is able to do it and work TNA, so there was a few dates, since there was so few dates per month. However, he was promised the NWA title before Christian was signed. Christian basically got his title run, and he felt lied to. Company management tried to get Brown to work more indie dates because he looked good and had charisma, but his in-ring, in general, was holding him back. Although he tore it up during that 3-way with Samoa Joe and Abyss, Meltzer points out.
Rhino.
Then he wrote the wrong thing, because I'm just reading
Yeah,
it.
he definitely
How he
wrote the wrong one.
You
Samoa
son of
Joe
a
and
bitch.
Rhino.
You messed me up, Dave Meltzer.
Right? It was definitely Rhino.
Yeah, it was Rhino.
Yeah.
I should have known that. From being where the company wanted him to be. So he was far from that. The feeling is that if he worked more indie dates, he'd improve faster, but he didn't want to take so many dates as it interfered with his regular job, which, respectable.
Isn't he like a personal trainer at a gym?
Yeah, but he makes 6 figures, it just said.
Yeah, but he couldn't, work a weekend? Like one Saturday?
But we all got to sit on
He's
our ass
making in
sometimes.
6 figures as a personal trainer. Why the fuck are you wrestling?
Because he likes it, dude. Just love the sport.
You don't love it. There's no way. There's no way.
There's no way.
He got beat up with a fucking case of yellow paint. in a park.
Throwback. Check out our archives for some Asylum stuff. Let's go.
There's no way you love it. Well, actually, maybe you have to love it
You kind of have
after that.
Yeah, that's true. There's a Kurt Angle note again. There's actually 2 Kurt Angle notes. TNA was very supportive of Angle doing the Ultimate Fighter. Now, I don't know. I tried to look this up. I don't know if he appears or if this is just like, hey, if he wants to do it, he can do it. There's not really a lot of other info here, but TNA was just supportive of him doing that. Dave says he didn't hear any feedback on the proposed fight with Daniel Puder directly, other than they are not the slightest bit against the UFC plans for Angle that they were aware of. They considered the coaching a positive for exposure and getting Angle over. So to me, this sounds like he's going to just appear on the show a little bit, but I even tried to Google it very quickly, and I could not figure it out. So, he notes that from Dana White's standpoint, it's probably the right move. Some of this stuff, I cut some of it out too, because he just kind of rambles. But TNA has, from the start, at many times proposed and wanted an affiliation with UFC, and UFC has never wanted an affiliation with TNA. So,
well, because what would they get out of it?
Nothing.
TNA's best opportunity for that would have probably been in the very early stages when they had like Ken Shamrock.
Well, right, and I think they're trying to bounce off of that still, but it's not going to work.
No, there's no way. That's amazing though.
Yeah. So, backstage apparently. Now, I say backstage. This isn't really a spoiler. I think it should be known that he would be appearing, or at least being at taping is what I should say, not appearing. But apparently backstage, Angle seemed very happy, sharp mentally, and totally coherent. A couple of people who would know any signs of any kind of significant pill usage described him as appearing to be 100% clean. They were giving him apparently going to have a special in-ring entrance where he's going to come from underneath the entrance platform like Rey Mysterio. But unlike Rey Mysterio, Bob, if this is any surprise to you, he's going to raise from the bottom like Lawler used to do in the early 80s on Memphis big shows, and he doesn't jump in the air.
No shit. I feel like Kurt Angle jumping in the air would be hilarious. Who's that flying in the sky? It's Kurt Angle.
I fucking love that part, but he's not going to jump. Okay. Didn't think he was going to, but... next up, a Jeff Jarrett interview and then a note to follow, and then I have one more after that, and we'll be getting to the show. Jeff Jarrett did an interview with Alex Marvez this past week for the Observer website. Bob's favorite guy, Alex Marvez.
I love him so much.
He said that the internal meetings we wrote about, that Angle was the guy that they believe would be the top potential acquisition for the company, noting The Rock and Austin are off limits. So he pretty much just confirmed all this stuff. And so that's fun. Regarding the signing, Jeff Jarrett said, quote, "Everything in business is a calculated risk, and this is certainly one that we want to take. In this business, you have to take risks in order for rewards. You certainly put measures in place like doctors' evaluations and constant monitoring. More than anything, and I lived it in the WWF, WCW days, working 20 to 25 days a month is what he was doing. We know that's not a reality in TNA. Above anything, that's the number one factor as far as why I don't think Kurt will have the same or will have health problems here." So he speaks very for sure. So they must be getting bombarded with, hey, is he going to be okay? Isn't he hurt? Isn't he doing pills?
He's a high functioning drug addict. I mean, the guy would have to. He has said he had to take dozens of pills for it to even take effect.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Hearing that.
So I mean, what are we talking about?
Well, you never know. But we got to harass every guy we interview about it. So now listen to this. Apparently, Bob, there was an original plan for Jarrett to turn babyface, and after taking a 4-month sabbatical and come back as a babyface. So he was going to leave and then come back for 4 months. Could you imagine us not seeing Jarrett for 4 months?
November. This is after Bound for Glory?
It does not say. I don't know if it was already supposed to happen. I don't know if it's coming up. I don't know. It just says the original plan.
Okay, so like let's say if after Bound for Glory, that means he'd be back around February.
What's that, against all odds?
Yeah. Jeff Jarrett is a babyface?
Yeah, so this is the next part. Now, just because of the belief that his character has been overexposed, no shit.
Oh shit.
And because they have enough stars to carry the top. Now, his sabbatical would only be a few weeks now, so apparently he's still going to take some time at some point here. The idea is to turn him based on a family illness and sympathy. And now, most people probably know this, but Jarrett's wife legitimately has been battling cancer for years at this point. But Dave says he doesn't know if they're going to tell that story or use a different story to turn him. The feeling is that the crowd isn't clamoring for him to turn and many questions if the crowd that hates him will really want to cheer him as a face. The working idea is to put him in a babyface group with the James Gang, which means that the James Gang will end up getting more of a push.
What in the fucking world? Why does he like seemingly always has to be in some kind of group?
Dude, he's obsessed with groups, dude.
What is amazing too is like so like the group with him and AMW, and I guess Scott Steiner too, but like with him and AMW, it just kind of like fizzled out. There was no explanation. It just kind of stopped.
They just have like a loose connection now.
Yeah, but like why? So like why would it be with the James? I understand with like BG James, like there's that history. But
Top babyface team, dude.
no, dude, I don't want none of that.
No, we don't.
I feel like that would be a far better heel team.
Yeah, you could argue that.
And you know what? And it's such a wrestling thing to be like, how can I exploit my family's
Oh my
disease to enhance my career?
How can I get cheered? Oh,
My wife's sick. But like legit.
but legit. It's a shoot,
like,
brother.
But help me. So like cheer me. I need that. I need you guys to just clap along as I do a double down. Because you know my wife has cancer.
Maybe that did help him. You never know.
It depends on if they even do it.
That's true.
I don't, aside from like present day, I don't know a time, certainly in TNA, where I was like, go Jeff Jarrett.
That's fair.
But like in 2024, I'm like, yo, put the strap on Jarrett.
Yo, rocket him to the moon.
You
Why
know
did he not win the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Championship?
You know what they should have done is they should have, still had Matt Hardy, and then done the lake thing where like the incarnation thing.
Oh my god!
Right, and then like Jeff Jarrett come out with like the NWA World Title and be like, "I'm the champion, baby." And that could be his character. Like he's stuck in 2006.
That'd be awesome.
I
like it. My final note, Bob, before you end the show. This has been a longer one than I was expecting, I guess, but this is a pretty interesting one. Conan and Jeff Jarrett had a confrontation at TV.
Who?
Conan and Jeff Jarrett.
Oh no.
Conan basically demanded a raise, or he said he would quit. Jarrett was trying to get Conan to sign a new converted contract where TNA books all of its contracted guys for their house show dates, but Conan has refused to switch over, wanting to control his Mexico bookings, which apparently AAA does, and Lucha Libre style independent bookings in North America. Conan's argument is he signed his contract when he wasn't being used well. Now he's not only managing the company's top act, but he's also doing the Spanish announcing, and was the person who set up the Mexico bookings as well at the Arena Monterrey show. So he wanted a substantial raise. Jarrett felt that both sides had signed a contract in good faith, and it wasn't in good faith to then renegotiate the contract in the middle of the term. Conan said that if he didn't get the raise, he was going to work full-time in Mexico. He apparently was offered a raise to stay, but there isn't much regarding TNA wanting full control of his booking, him in Mexico. So.
I'm really curious to know how much these guys are getting paid for everybody to be demanding a raise.
Yeah, and I know we kind of this is like a little side note, but because we kind of mentioned it last week, Scott Steiner, this is why he's not been on because of the same deal. Well, Dave seems to think that we were going to get a Team 3D versus Steiner Brothers match Bound for Glory if he was around.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say there's not now.
No, not now. No. He
way.
said it's the contract problem why they didn't do Team 3D versus Steiners, but apparently that was kind of seemingly an idea. That's pretty wild.
That would blow my mind. In 2006.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Steiner Brothers team. Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
Well, that's the notes before the show. We got more during the show, but that's all the heavy hitters. There's some good ones.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into it. The October 12th, 2006 edition of Impact. The approximate runtime for this is 41 minutes and 59 seconds. When I count down from 3, when I say play, that's when the show will start. If you want to watch along with us, head over to TNA Plus or find it in your own personal collection. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
This is TNA.
Now, before this starts, I have to get a drink because I am super dehydrated.
Oh, yeah. You better get some sip skis.
It's just a video package.
Yeah, highlight package here. Look at Jarrett yelling at Abyss. What does Sting think about this situation? It doesn't really matter because Sting's not here right now. Christian Cage came over and hit Jarrett with the unpretty air. He held up the title, but then Rhino came in with a gore. Samoa Joe has the title still. Oh, here we go. For the first time on Impact, the exclusive interview with Kurt Angle. Find out why he made the move to TNA. JB outside of Jim Cornette's office here. Jarrett's walking out. Hey, you getting a world title back belt tonight? You know, sometimes the fight ain't worth fighting for anymore. Oh. Impact is next. We're getting our full intro here. Bob, welcome back. Interesting thing you just missed. JB just asked Jarrett, he came out of Jim Cornette's office, are you going to get your belt back tonight? And he said, some things just aren't worth fighting for. Yeah, I feel like that's already hinting at him being a babyface.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
He was like, I don't know. I just don't know if it's worth it.
What's the meaning of life anymore? There is none. No, that is absolutely what they're fucking.
That's dumb.
Well, Jeff, how come it's not worth fighting anymore? My wife is sick.
There's some things that are more important than a title belt.
Like the health of the mother of my children.
Samoa Joe in the ring with the NWA title. Let's see what Samoa Joe has got to say about this controversial situation.
What is so controversial? He stole the belt.
Controversial, dude. Oh, it seems like the jackass who normally would carry on this belt used to have all the time he wanted. Tenaga. Did he just call Jeff Jarrett a jackass? Yeah, Samoa Joe, why do you have the NWA title? You're damn right that's the question.
Yeah, why?
Why are you holding it hostage? I feel like we're not going to find out, but okay.
Because I can.
Okay, well, he's saying,
Whoa.
I've seen this, these people have been seeing it held hostage by the worst of men. This is a good way to get him a babyface. The worst of men. After Joe's done talking about, I just remembered, I should have said it during the intro, but I have explosion notes, but we'll wait to see what Joe has to say here.
AJ Styles was a fighting champion.
Yeah, what?
So was Raven.
Yeah, just because Raven did it for 4 months on the internet doesn't mean anything.
I wonder if Samoa Joe, just every time he tuned in, Jeff Jarrett was the champion. Because the chances are that would have been the case.
I mean, that is fair.
Yeah.
And every time he wasn't, it was only for like a month or two at a time.
Literally, yes. Ron Killings had the belt for like a week.
Yeah.
The second time.
Rhino had it for literally 2 weeks on TV, barely.
2 weeks on TV, but it was like 3 days.
Yeah.
In reality.
Oh. Okay, so he said he'll hand it back to whoever wins. He essentially wants a title shot if he's going to give the title back. But look at this. Christian Cage is coming out.
I'm very surprised that he would do that. Because I feel like the second that you give Samoa Joe a title match, he has to win it, right?
Yeah. Unless that's the end of the streak, he can't get the job done. But you built this guy up so strong for so long, and then you make him lose for the title match.
Well, you know what? I think that would be a great time to lose, is the first title match. Because to me, if you go into a title reign undefeated, it kind of diminishes. Like, he's going to have to lose it at some point.
Right.
You're just waiting for that moment.
What? Oh, I'm assuming you weren't talking about me. Christian Cage is getting sassy. Oh, his number one choice would be Jeff Jarrett, he said. No, he said Christian Cage, you're a very close second. Oh, he's missing one person from his list. That person is talking to you right now. It's Christian Cage. You can't beat me, and you never, ever will beat me. You got that?
What the fuck is going on? Why is this a thing? 2 weeks before, I don't understand.
It was stolen from me the same way that you stole it from Jeff Jarrett. Oh, Christian Cage says he's taking it back tonight. They're literally fighting over a title that neither one of them are truly in possession of.
Right.
He just called Christian Cage Gramps, which is pretty funny because he's pretty young at this time.
Yeah, no shit he is.
That's actually awesome. Gramps. Oh, he wants a fight. Throw the rulebook out the window. No referees. Winning streaks don't matter. Oh. Oh.
Do you think he's going to lose this because that doesn't... Oh, wait, like unsanctioned?
Oh, they're going to put it above the ring. Ultimate X? Just kidding. You know what they're doing. You can hop on a pogo stick if you want to. You can jump off the ropes, or you can do it Christian's way. The way that I like best. We can always use a ladder.
Ooh.
We're about to get an unsanctioned ladder match for the NWA title, but neither one of them are the champion.
Yeah. Ooh.
Whoever grabs the belt and walks over the title is truly the better man. So Jarrett's getting it back tonight, is he not?
So he... I don't even know, man. It would be kind of funny tuning into the show. I mean, you would never guess that Samoa Joe was in Monsters Ball.
Right. Oh, sorry, I got something in my throat. Chicken tenders. Let me give you the explosion matches quick. We're at the table. Mike TNA down west. Airing on the October 13th, 2006 episode, The Naturals defeated A1 and PD Williams. That's interesting. The Team Canada guys teaming up again.
I thought they weren't allowed to.
Right. And then on October 20th, 2006, Lance Hoyt and Ron Killings defeated Kazarian and Matt Bentley. We're now backstage with LAX. Oh, we're on the hunt for some gringo meat tonight. I like that. It's awesome. Drake. Oh, shit. Daniels just whipped a chair at Hernandez. And Daniels and Styles beating up Conan, beating up Homicide.
Where the fuck is AJ?
Oh, shit, dude. Hernandez
is it just Daniels?
AJ took Homicide off to the side.
Oh,
we have a commercial. Okay, we're back from commercial.
Why did I not see AJ at all?
He was in and out fast, dude.
Okay.
Whipping
Mexican thugs.
Yeah. Okay, we're both in the ring now, stomping mud holes. Hernandez busted open potentially hard way, the way that chair hit him in the fucking head.
I just can't help but think of Hernandez showing up at Office Max with a bandage over his forehead.
What happened, bud?
Office Max
housework.
injury.
Office Max.
But you know what? He could be like, you know how I keep this cut close? Oh, how? Staples that I got here at Office Max. Oh, good,
there we go.
Smart.
Just brawling all over the place here, dude. I was trying to see if I had I do have a note that could relate to these guys. Conan went to Monterey on October 6th to begin promotion of the November 25th show. The word we got was that the first day ticket sales were very good, although in Mexico, traditionally, any early ticket sales would be considered good because it's mostly a walk-up country. He also noted that TNA will be on local Channel 7, which is the TV Azteca affiliate, from 9 to 10 a.m. on Sundays, and that he, Angle, and Christian Cage would be coming back for promotional work in a few weeks. The TV did air on October 8th, which happened to air the September 28th Impact show, so they're not too far behind. And also, another LAX-related note here. Apollo was at the tapings with two promoters from Puerto Rico that wanted to talk to Dutch Mantel about help. Apollo wanted to get back into LAX, but Dave says he's off to the impression that isn't going to happen. Yeah. Conan, Homicide, and Hernandez are pushing for Senshi, but management doesn't want that either.
I could totally understand Senshi. Apollo, no. There's no reason.
Right. Conan is trying to lock the cage near the LAX entrance so that AJ can't get in while they're beating down on Daniels.
Just climb the cage.
He's going to.
There we go.
Which is funny because he also could have just walked up the stands next to him. Homicide met him at the top, though, and knocked him down.
He also could just
Conan can't even get it locked, by the way.
He could just run around. You could run up the entrance ramp and probably get on the other side.
Security is inside.
I knew they were going to do this visual.
Oh,
I'm trapped. I'm going to die. Help me.
Oh, he did actually get it locked. That's good.
It's
a cool visual, though.
This is a very good visual.
Oh, shit. Ron Killings. Oh, he's talking about Sting versus Jeff Jarrett. You know what I'd say? You can get with this, or you can get with that. You better get with Sting, because that is where it's at. And here's Rhino. We want to talk about Jeff Jarrett and Sting? Oh, the music stopped. Have you seen what I've been going through? Oh, he's mad.
I'm going to pick Sting.
Yeah, what? Could you imagine? You know what? Just pick Sting.
I'll go with the Stinger. But I'm pissed about you asking me.
Oh, they're calling it a ladder challenge on TV, Bob. There's a ladder challenge tonight for the NWA title. Still to come, the exclusive Kurt Angle interview.
What?
Kurt Angle, you're not that special. Look at this. We're getting a Bobby Roode video package. He's going through all the managers he's talked to, and his decision has been made. He's talking to all of them. Bobby, Colonel Robert Parker, Sherry Martel.
You know, it's crazy to think that in 2006, that 1986 was 20 years ago.
You like that?
Shit. That's crazy.
Oh, who is that? Holy shit. They're zooming right in on
He's made the right decision because she's got tits.
Yeah, the camera was real close to those.
Yeah, but that's literally the reason. It's because she has tits.
Well, right. But here comes Senshi and the paparazzi. Looks like maybe a little 6-man tag team action. Oh, no, there's 4 of them. There's Petey Williams as well.
I have one indie note for Senshi. October 7th, Low-Key defeated Sonjay Dutt at AIW's Hell on Earth 2. in Cleveland, Ohio. And then Alex Shelley teamed up with Chris Sabin to defeat Cape Fear, which was El Generico and Quicksilver for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla's self-titled in Reseda, California.
They just cut to backstage. Jerry Lynn's hyping up Sabin, Dutt, Shark Boy, and Jay Lethal. Oh, why don't you come down to the ring and watch us in action tonight? He's going to show Jerry Lynn what the X Division's all about.
Yo, what the fuck was that? He just called Jerry Lynn an old man, and then he, like, was a heel.
I don't know. I like that they just threw Shark Boy on this team. Just get out there with him.
Sabin's being a little bit of a prick. I don't like, especially to Jerry Lynn. How dare you?
They're saying it on commentary, too. Okay, I'm making jokes about Shark Boy being here, but I kind of like the idea of Shark Boy doing jackass stuff with them because he's like already goofy looking in the mask.
Okay, well, that would definitely work.
It makes more sense than Chris Sabin.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, we got an 8-man tag here. Was that all of the indie notes you had for this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. There's Jerry Lynn. Okay.
Wait, you spit water. Shelley just spit water in Lethal's face. What the hell is that about?
That's messed up. What did they just say? We're going to hear from Kevin Nash following this match.
So he's not gone.
What the fuck? Are you kidding?
Well, we saw him back in, what, August? It hasn't been that long. Colin West has made it sound like we haven't heard from him in 8 months. I wonder if Kevin Nash is like a Vince Russo guy. Hey, I'm here, so I need Nash.
Well, let's hear what he has to say, and then I might.
It's not a wrestling match, so it's not a match. They're officially saying it's not a match, right? You're muted.
You know, I'm sitting here talking to myself. I had no idea I was muted. Yeah, it sounds like they are just saying it's not a match, but so it's more of like an exhibition kind of thing going on. I mean, Christian did say the streaks don't matter. Senshi freaking taking out Sonjay Dutt very quick there. Tagging, he just tagging Divine? No, I thought he tagged someone else. The crowd is chanting, "We want Shark Boy." And Bob, don't forget, November 16th, we are primetime 2-hour special. It's going to be a big show for us.
Prime time. They tend to have good prime time specials, so that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Petey's putting Sonjay in the tree of woe, so that means he's going to step on his nuts and then say, "Oh, Canada."
Weird. It's like it doesn't. I don't know. I don't like that no more.
I'm just glad that Petey doesn't have a bowel issue this week.
Yet.
Right.
He didn't come out with water this time, though.
Jesus, Divine just knee dropping his Dutt in the freaking head. Snap suplex. And then another knee. Divine coming out the ropes looking for another knee strike, but Sonjay counters with the poison Rana.
You don't see that on TV in 2006 very often.
No, you don't. Chris Sabin got the tag. So is Shelley. Drop kick to the knee. Another drop kick to the face. Ooh.
Maybe these guys will appear in WWE at some point in time and have fun nicknames, like, who knows what.
Well, like I told you before, Chris Sabin is absolutely a guy that you would see on, like, One Tree Hill.
Yeah.
So it's perfect casting for a show on the CW.
It all makes sense. Oh, Sabin steals the win, rolling up Shelley. Kind of tied him up. Look at Jerry Lynn's impressed, man.
Look at that old man. You know, that's probably the best way to turn somebody heel is just to insult Jerry Lynn.
Old man.
Old man.
And Jerry Lynn's like, you got me. You got me.
Remember 4 years ago when AJ Styles was like, Jerry Lynn, you're an old man, and then he got like beat up?
Look at this bullshit. Kevin Nash, I've been gone just 2 short months. And the X Division has gone to the crapper. Basically coming from someone for me who has built the X Division over his 30-year career. I don't know what's going on. It's at an all-time low. It sickens him. He's starting to cry. Oh, he's got tissues. Next week at a press conference, he's going to announce his details of the Bound for Glory, Kevin Nash, Open Invitational, X Division, Gauntlet Battle Royal for Bound for Glory. Okay.
We definitely cut that. He was definitely talking more, and then they cut away from it. I liked his shirt that said New Generation X.
Yeah. AJ Styles talking under his hood about Jeff Jarrett versus Sting here. Speaking of Bound for Glory, Bob, before it in Detroit, they're running a October 20th house show in Toledo and a fan fest on October 21st in Detroit. They are not having Kurt Angle work at the house shows, which shows they are taking his situation very seriously.
Why would he work a house show?
Yeah. There's a point where I hit rock bottom. The heck? Another Sting. Oh, he's got more color on his face paint. Dude, we're definitely teasing a new look for Sting.
Yeah, we are. Dude, we're gonna get Wolfpack Sting.
Oh. Got Barry Scott screaming in the background. And out of his mouth comes a sharp 2-inch sword. Okay. Listing video package. Who do you got coming out next? Oh shit, the Diamond's in the rough. There's Simon Diamond. Bob's been waiting for his return.
He's back.
In a suit. He's trying to impress Bobby Roode. He looks
but he doesn't have tits, so he didn't get the job.
Ain't that the truth? He should have just got Sherry Martel if that's all he cared about.
That's true.
That's right. Kurt Angle's the special enforcer. Oh, Jesus. And their opponents, Ron Killings and Lance Hoyt. So random.
If this is a fucking explosion match if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, this is odd. I don't think we're going to see any of these guys on the show, Bob, but Eric Young, Chase Stevens, Andy Douglas, and James Storm filmed a TV commercial for Lifeway on October 3rd. They all dressed up in costumes, like Storm was a grape and Eric Young was a banana, and they wrestled each other in a Nashville filming.
Okay.
So, Diamonds in the Rough go right after Lance Hoyt and Ron Killings here. If you're following along with us, we're at 24 minutes and 27 seconds into today's show. I only got 3 more notes for you, Bob, so you better keep hoping that they're going to be good. David Young going for a cover.
It's going to be better than this match.
I mean, I can tell you during this match if it'll help keep your interest. They're
I
pretty
feel like,
short.
I mean, because we have the Kurt Angle interview and then the ladder match. And then
Wait. Raven is backstage yelling at Runt and Abyss? Who's he? Oh, he's talking about Samoa Joe.
oh, he's trying to brainwash these guys into basically killing Samoa Joe because he doesn't respect them.
He called, as TNA said again, Raven called Samoa Joe a coconut eater. That's a weird one.
Well, I mean, you do eat coconut.
You do eat coconuts. You also drink coconuts.
You also drink it. That's right.
Bob, fun news here. Vince Russo has not signed a contract as of press time, and as of at least the weekend, there were money issues. So maybe he won't be here as long as we think.
Okay.
There's also negotiations going on for a national Coca-Cola TV commercial that would include none other than Blue Demon Jr. and Kurt Angle.
A Coke commercial?
Yeah.
Did Kurt Angle misunderstand what Coke it was?
Oh my God. Truth ducking that double drop kick, taking out both the diamonds in the rough. And Bob, my final note. I tried to kill some time here. I think I only killed a minute and a half, but... Oh, wait. Is this the finish? Let me wait. Lance Hoyt takes out David Young to the floor. Elix Skipper's in the ring with Killings now. Irish whip. Killings up and over. Roll up. Goes for the cover. 3. What's up? Yeah. What's up? Okay.
What's up?
I mean, that match didn't need to happen, but it did.
It absolutely did not need to happen. Hoyt and Killings is going to be a tag team. This is probably the push that Killings was hoping for.
Oh, my God.
I can't wait. You know what? I bet you.
Oh, is this what it's setting up?
I bet you Hoyt and Killings in about 3 months are going to have a split.
Well, I think we're about to see a split right here. Simon Diamond's pissed, dude. The experiment is over. He whips the jacket at the Skipper.
I was trying to get Bobby Roode, and you guys fucked it up.
Oh, David Young, stop, Skipper.
Wait, now David Young is blaming Elix Skipper too? What the fuck?
Okay, fine. If we did the match for a storyline advancement of something, look, Truth comes in, shakes the hand of Skipper.
The BET, dude.
Oh, no. And that's in reference, by the way, to a rumored group. Bob's not just calling them BAT.
No. Yeah, there is context.
It was a note from last week where there's a rumored...
Why does Skipper look so confused?
group.
He's like, what the fuck?
Oh, look, here is the Andy Douglas and Chase Evans talking about the Bound for Glory main event with Shane Douglas. I didn't know this was going to be here. Oh, the James Gang.
Oh my god.
Hear that?
Everybody picking Sting.
No, these guys said Jeff... Oh, wait. Oh, I guess you're right.
He said Jeff
He's going to get what he deserves. I took that as he's going to get his title. Oh, he just called Kip James an ass and see him kiss his ass.
Oh,
Ooh.
no. Oh, no.
Okay, Bob. Kurt Angle interview time. Let's take a listen to this.
I gotta turn my volume up for this.
My dream was to win.
Shoot interview.
I looked around. I never knew what I was going to do after that. I gotta find something else. Went into pro wrestling. Put my body on the line. He won 6 WWE titles. Someone came to me and said, Kurt Angle, you're not that special. Who was that, Bob? JR?
No, it's probably Vince.
Oh.
Company on the rise, TNA. Boom.
Just take the opportunity to come here and prove to everyone in the world that not only that I can do it in WWE, I can come to TNA and beat everyone as well. See, Kurt Angle on TNA talent. They want to be the best in the world?
Here's the thing, though. He hasn't met any of them yet.
When this was filmed, no, he probably didn't.
Right.
Which is really funny. Oh, his past addiction. Not current, his past addiction. Also, when he broke his neck, he got addicted to extra strength Vicodin. We're going to wean you down. I'm going to quit today. Kurt Angle on Teenage Management. We're going to take care of you. We're going to make sure your health is good.
So is this pill issue done? It becomes like alcohol, doesn't it? Like,
I don't fully know. Bound for Glory, October 22nd. This is going to be a revived Kurt Angle, one that you've never seen before. Kurt Angle and Vince McMahon at the CEO of WWE. Tell me right to my face. Olympic gold medal and a cup of coffee. Don't make shit.
okay, I knew it.
What I'd like to say to my former employer, watch what I do. You think you saw Kurt Angle when I was there? You've seen nothing yet. And that's it, guys. Kind of what you'd expect.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
To be fair, he goes on to have some great ass matches. So
I know, but here's the thing.
no one saw it.
Right. That's partially true. But it'd be like an MLB superstar getting cut, and then nobody signs him, and then he signs with a AAA baseball team, and he's like, "Listen here, Mets. You thought you saw me there hitting 40 home runs? Well, guess what? Now I'm in the Minnesota Twins AAA baseball team, and I'm gonna fucking kill it." It's like, okay, I would expect you to.
Oh, fair enough. Here comes Christian Cage. Samoa Joe came out, hung the belt up. Christian, not even a jacket. That's how you know it's unsanctioned. Bob, during this entrance, let me give you my final
There better not be
note.
a referee.
No, there shouldn't be. I think they said there wasn't. Christy Hemme has asked to be a manager. So they're apparently looking for a new woman to do the bumper segments that she does, like when she's talking about what's coming up next. They are also interviewing some Puerto Rican women to be a part of the LAX group at the next tapings. So we may see a new member soon enough.
Huh.
And that'll cover it for
Christy
today's
Hemme
notes.
wants to be a manager. Who do you think she'll manage?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I didn't see red hair over Bobby Roode's shoulder, so it's not him.
Oh man,
Unless
that would have been
they were hiding the hair good. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to the hair. Interesting timing, though, isn't it?
Yeah. There is no referee, so this is just literally guys fighting.
This is the Ladder Challenge. I don't like that name, but it's fine. Just over 33 minutes, 10 seconds into the show. So we don't have a ton of time
belt
left.
Hanging?
Yeah, Joe put it up when he came out.
But like you said, this is two guys that are fighting over a championship that neither one of them holds.
I'm pretty sure this is where Jarrett's just going to get it back. Like, why bother continuing this? This is stupid. Oh, you want to go to the Fan Fest, dude, for Bound for Glory? There we go. Joe's grabbing a ladder already. Oh, baseball slide to Joe. Joe was not about to bump on that ladder.
No, he was not.
That magic word done. Oh, here we go. Christian's got the ladder, and Joe just dived on Christian, taking him out. Ladder covering his body. Laid out on the floor. Who is going to win? Well, you can't win. Who's going to end this ladder challenge?
Who is gonna be the holder of stolen property?
An even better question. This is not a wrestling match, ladies and gentlemen. It's an outright ladder challenge. What's this going to be about? Oh, whipping Christian right into the ladder. And it fell on top of him. Samoa Joe is just beating this dude up right now.
Do you think we're going to see Rhino?
I think we're going to see Rhino. We're going to see Jarrett.
What about
who knows who else?
I feel like we should see Raven, Abyss, and Brother Run too. Just fucking kicked him in the nuts with the ladder.
Yeah, could see them.
Right between the uprights.
Talk about getting your bell rung. Don West is speechless when he just kicked that ladder into the nuts of Christian Cage.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Don. That's some serious damage. It hurts my nuts.
Joe is climbing the ladder. He can reach the title. Christian stopping him from behind, though. He's climbing up the ladder. Oh.
I love the attempt at the drama in this match when it's not a match and neither one of these guys have any emotional attachment to this title, really, right now.
It is kind of fascinating. It's an unsanctioned ladder challenge, not match.
Right. There will not be a winner.
Did you notice if there's a bell? That I didn't pay attention to. I wish I did.
You know what? I didn't.
I wish I heard if there's a bell.
What is... No.
Who knows what Christian is doing, dude? Joe doesn't matter because Joe just pulled him off and slammed the ladder down on Christian, and it looks like we're about to get that running senton. Good night. The weight of Samoa Joe smashes the ladder. Joe. Okay, Samoa Joe going after Christian Cage. A punch pushed him up on the top rope. We're about to see the muscle buster. Is he going to win? Oh, wait, you can't. Christian Cage slipped out, kicks him in the midsection, grabs the ladder, and hits him with it. Joe falls to the floor. That's going to open up an opportunity for Christian to set the ladder up, grab the title, and run away with it before Jeff Jarrett comes out. Okay, ladder is set up. Christian Cage is
I
with his back facing.
I can't wait for a non-NWA World Title match with him and Rhino at Bound for Glory.
Oh, Joe got in. You mean the real world title?
That's right.
Oh, he jumped, kicked him with a kick, caught him up, muscle buster, and he's got him crunched really weird on the shoulder, but he hits it.
Cover him. Wait, you can't. You gotta climb the ladder. And then even then, you don't win. What's this, Brother Run? No.
Oh, shit. Someone's coming.
No, it's a miss.
So you're close.
That was close.
That's right. If Abyss gets possession of it, then he'll get the next title shot. So that's right. Jim Cornette did make a deal with the devil. I did forget about that.
So he's going to get... so he's going to go get him.
We're about to see so many people out here, they might as well make a King of the Mountain match for next week.
Might as well, yeah.
Abyss is down.
The winner of this match is if you win the match, or if you get the belt, you're not the champion.
Here's Brother Run.
What the?
Here comes Raven, who's helping Run. Powerbomb Abyss.
Because Run can't yank him down by himself. That'd be kind of funny.
But now Run's going after Raven. We're seeing little clips of Monsters Ball right before our eyes.
A little preview.
Oh. Raven got pulled out by Abyss.
Runt sets up the ladder.
Yeah, I wonder what he's doing.
Oh no.
Dives to the floor, taking out Raven and Abyss. We've crossed the 40-minute mark. TNA, TNA, TNA. Christian has been the one who's recovered now. Oh my God. Christian's going to win the title. That's right. Christian has got the belt, but he didn't touch the floor because Samoa Joe's up there trying to grab it from him too.
There's been no belt, by the way.
Correct.
So, who's here? It's Rhino.
Yeah, but Samoa Joe just fell off with the title.
Joe has it again.
Rhino don't give a shit about it, so. Rhino's like, I want that, by the way.
That's my belt.
Hits the gore on Christian Cage. This is so random. Samoa Joe holds up the title. I'm about to go off air now. Joe's song plays. No bell, though, so.
Who cares? Okay, great. Yeah. What the fuck, man? The main event of Bound for Glory.
And look, we go off the air, dude.
Is for the top prize is between Sting and Jarrett, but they don't even have the belt to feud over it. It's with Samoa Joe. It makes no sense. This is so silly.
What would you think of that episode? Oh, wait, Team 3D's talking now. They're hungrier for that one set of tag team titles that'll make us the greatest of all time. Oh, okay. Okay, and that's it.
They want the TNA tag titles.
That's right. How you feeling?
I don't even feel like I know what I just watched.
I don't know if I do either, but I also didn't hate the show and it flew by, so I guess I liked it.
Well, it did. Listen, if we are watching a 1 hour show and it feels like it drags on, it has to be a really bad show.
I know.
It honestly just feels like they've announced I would imagine the majority of the Bound for Glory card, but then the TV that is attached to it, it's not corresponding to what we would be getting.
I think that's pretty accurate. I think they're trying to incorporate stuff, but like you noted, it's Sting and Jarrett. Why are Christian and Samoa Joe fighting for the title when they're not even in the same match at Bound for Glory? They're in separate matches.
Right.
That part is bizarre. They tried to incorporate Monsters Ball stuff in. I'm not sure that was they were like, you're getting a teaser. It's they're just punching each other. They were teasing a Diamonds in the Rough breakup, which is very random because, as you know, we see Diamonds in the Rough all the time recently. And isn't that the same thing? It's the same thing AMW is doing, and where the fuck are they? Bob, this has been, 3 weeks that we haven't seen AMW?
Has it been?
Did they do it? Oh, let me look at the cards. Unless they did they might have done maybe a backstage interview.
I feel like we just recently saw them on Impact and they were bickering again.
Well, if we did, they weren't wrestling. So to me, it doesn't count.
I don't remember.
They might have done a backstage segment.
Well, here's the thing. Either way, that's not a good sign. Probably also a sign that they need to have a second hour.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point, too.
Yeah.
Where our roster is growing, we're getting bigger names, and some of the smaller guys and some of the people that we actually enjoy aren't going to be able to get featured unless we get another hour of TV.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate it, so I can't say it was a bad show, but it was a weird show. I don't know if it's my favorite that we've seen the last couple weeks, but
yeah, no, it's really, I'm just kind of confused. And I feel like I shouldn't feel confused going in, as we head to Bound for Glory. Because we have one more week of TV.
correct.
And not only is Kurt Angle not, in the live audience, nor is the challenger to the world title staying.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Jarrett doesn't have his title.
Right.
Samoa Joe has had very limited interaction with guys that he's supposed to have a Monsters Ball match with.
Right.
Which is fucking random. By the sound, well, obviously LAX against AJ and Daniels has been a heavily featured feud on television and has consistently been entertaining. And then I guess you could say that Christian and Rhino has also kind of been carrying the television aspect or storyline.
Right.
So
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I still think that Bound for Glory is going to be entertaining. It's just this TV is bizarre. And as we've said before, a lot of the feuds have been going on for 2 months, and maybe there's just not enough layers to have filled this TV. So they're just kind of like, let's just do random stuff.
I think that's what it comes down to, honestly.
And yeah, I mean, did I hate the fact that there was a Christian Samoa Joe match for it was random as fuck? And no, okay, whatever. Like it's a TV main event match. Like, that's fine, whatever. But the context of it, for a title that neither one of them have, like it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I've decided that my verdict is, since it was very confusing and weird, I'm going to give it a thumbs in the middle.
I mean,
I think that's where I decided. Because I didn't think it was bad, but
it didn't get me more excited for Bound for Glory. It's left me more confused with what we're doing. Chris Sabin has insulted Jerry Lynn.
That's true. Kevin Nash is back.
Kevin Nash that's a good thing though. Kevin Nash.
I know, actually, he's been entertaining, but
he's carried the X division for 30 years. I'm gonna say a slight thumbs down.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair.
Just
it's
because
fair
it's not flowing into the pay-per-view very well.
Right.
And there wasn't a standout match. The best segment was LAX and with Daniels and Styles, but that's to be expected.
Right.
But yeah, as a total show, I can't give it a recommendation or anything like that.
That's fair.
If I had the ability to do a cop out with the thumbs in the middle like you, maybe I would do that here. But
maybe you need to not be as hard on yourself in 2007.
No, I think the fans appreciate a concrete answer of like good or bad, not like in the middle.
The Observer does middle, so I think it's fair game.
No, I mean, yeah, you're right, but the Observer also rates matches 6.5 stars, so I don't know.
Sometimes they are.
It was a scale that had always been up to 5, and suddenly it was like, I never said it stayed up to 5. It could go to 7. It could go to 10.
Why not? If it was that good.
I don't know, but it makes no sense. Like, I mean, I know he like kind of created it, but anyway. We have 1 week to go. One more TV.
And then Bound for Glory.
And it's Bound for Glory. The biggest show in TNA history. And no, Hulk Hogan will not be there. So, or will he? I don't know. You never know. Dallas, you got anything else for this week's episode?
I don't think I do. I think I'm ready to wrap it up and head into Bound for Glory in a little bit of time. One more show. That's it.
Yeah, well, sounds good to me. So until next week, which is the go home show for Bound for Glory for Dallas Gridley. I am Bob Colling Jr. And this has been the TNA Cross the Line podcast.